Just for tonight, it's the home of the King of the Hill. Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee in the Mid-South Coliseum. It's the USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge along with Pro Arena Truck Racing. I'm Walt Yarbrough along with Mike Galloway. And I tell you what, Mike, it's a tight race course here in Memphis.
Oh, I love this racetrack. Memphis clay is probably as good as you'll ever find for racing. It's going to be a good bite, a lot of traction. We've got great monster trucks. We've got Snakebite, Bigfoot. We've got the Executioner, the Hall Brothers, Smokecraft truck. Some fabulous trucks, and the arena is tight. Driver's track, I think it is. You need a little horsepower to get off the starting line because the clay is so tight, it'll pick the front end of the truck up. All in all, the monster truck racing is going to be very tight tonight. Can't call a winner from here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike Galloway, how about the Pro Arena trucks? Some of those are long wheelbase, short wheelbase, some two-wheel drive, some four-wheel drive. How are they going to live with this out here?
Well, the two and the four-wheel drives haven't shown a preference over past courses, but the long wheelbase trucks are definitely at a disadvantage here tonight. For the simple reason the tires are so tight you can't get through them. Short wheelbase truck, it's a racetrack. You need some horsepower with this because airborne and landing is really tough.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be exciting down there on the floor of this racetrack here at this Coliseum. And we've got a man down there handling for us. Fred Bartson is down there, and he's taking care of a couple of monster truck drivers down there on this tight race course.
That's right, guys. I'm lucky enough to be standing next to the 1996 Monster Truck of the Year, the Executioner, with the owners and operators of that great truck, the Hall Brothers. Tim, how do you feel about the circuit tonight?
Well, it's a great track here in Memphis. It's tight. It's a driver's track. It's going to be exciting, and I look forward to a lot of good competition tonight.
Great. Mark, what about you? What's your strategy?
Well, I think we're going to have to get through the corners pretty good there, and it's like you say, it is a tight course, and if we can make it through the corners, I think we'll be okay.
Great. Now, what's going to happen if you guys meet up at some point?
Well, we're going to try to go hammer down, try to beat him, try to put him out.
Great. Well, I'll be down here to bring you more action from the pits. Back to y'all.
Well, I tell you what, Mike Galloway, it is going to be a great night here at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge along with Pro Arena Trucks, and we'll be back right after this. I'm Walt Yarbrough along with Mike Galloway, and now it's time for Monster Truck Racing on the USA Motorsports Monster Truck Challenge. Mike, what about the rules for these monster trucks other than big?
Well, this is the way that we're going to do scoring this weekend, as another weekend past. Sixth place is 10 points, fifth place is 20 points, fourth place 30, third place 40, second place 50, first place 60. This is in two different divisions. Now, we have the obstacle course, which will go first. The drag racing will go a little bit later on. The points rating on the scoring is the same on both racetracks. Then you take the total accumulative points for the evening, and there we crown King of the Hill. And the King of the Hill is so important because it is that paved road. It's that ticket into Indianapolis.
Yeah, everybody's wanting to go to Indy because that's the place to be when this season ends up. But these trucks, we've got in the near lane right here next to us, Snakebite. And I tell you what, that's a big truck, 10,000 pounds, 5 tons.
This truck is the custom-built Ford truck, the Snakebite truck, 572 cubic inches, front motor, all aluminum, best technology you can buy. This is the kind of truck that can win this kind of a racetrack. Julie on the other side of the track, misbehaving out of Clearfield, Utah. Boy, she's hauled a long ways to bring this race truck here tonight. This truck, quite a bit different. The tires on it, you're going to notice, are a lot heavier. It's only 460 cubic inches of Ford. I say only. That's a lot of cubic inches, but think about some people running some 572s and some 5 1/4.
Yeah, but Mike Galloway, that's got the mid or rear engine set up where the Snakebite has the old front engine design.
Well, I think a lot of racetracks those two specific things would make a lot of difference, especially in a long racetrack when you're putting up a lot of speed. We're not going to have just a tremendous amount of speed here tonight. We're going to have a lot of handling, a lot of accuracy. It is going to be a driver's skill. This lady, believe me, knows what it's all about, though. She and her husband make a wonderful team.
Well, they fire the engines up. We get ready to go. It's the Snakebite here in the near lane and the Misbehaving, a Ford Ranger on the other side. It's the big architectural Snakebite, the big green lights flashing on the side of that one, and the purple and white Misbehaving on the far lane. as they'll get lined up. They're going to run an obstacle course here, Mike, and kind of lay out how that does real quickly.
Well, it's a chase course or a Chicago racetrack. One of them will start on one side of the arena. The other starts on the other side of the arena. They actually make a circle. The finish lines are identical, but you're going on two different tracks. As you can see, one on one side, one on the other. This is going to be great. You got to give just a little bit of an edge to Dave Byers in that snake bite truck because that young got the time.
And there they go. And the snake bite gets across his hill very quickly. Julie Christensen and misbehaving. Not quite so fast, but here they come across the line. As you can see, he does a great job. Look at him spin that snake bite truck around and over the tower he goes. He's got it lined up as he closes in on Julie Christie. And it was the snake bite. Oh, he put it on.
He had a good run going. Snake bite about half track, about halfway around. Was maybe 3/4 of a truck in the lead. I think it wasn't a real strong test, but he got a good feel of the track. He got to see what the racetrack was going to do, how the clay is going to match up. So all in all, it was real good, tight racing, but snake bite the winner tonight.
Well, you can see him bring it off of these jumps. He brings it up, gets that whole 10,000-pound truck loose in the air, and watch him spin it around this tight corner. Four-wheel steering, fully hydraulic.
Well, one thing about it, he had to have the tires cut when he come off that jump. Talked to him earlier tonight. They say that's very, very important if you got the tires cut. This is going to be quite a race.
And in the near lane, the mystical Dragon Slayer, Craig Christensen at the helm. One tough truck right here, Mike Galloway.
Out of Utah, this particular truck, big, bad, blown alcohol. Donovan in the back of this truck. They own a pair of them. This is the newest of the two. His wife drives the other one. This truck is really, really on the verge of winning something.
Well, Christensen is ready to go. He's up against a very ominous foe, but he looks like he's ready to take him on. But the man across from him, the toughest one in the business, the most intimidating, the Foot.
Big blue truck out of St. Louis, Missouri. I don't care what you say or how you say it. Is the top-running truck anywhere you want to go. They come prepared. They're ready. Dan Runke, great driver. These people are always on the verge of going all the way.
Well, the hammer is cocked. They're ready to go. We're fixing to get this one started. Here comes the Dragon Slayer. He leaps it up, but look at the Foot as he spins it around the corner and sets up to go over the cars one more time. He is only closing in on the Dragon Slayer as Runte's doing a tremendous job. Squares back the corner. Dragon Slayer, and it was the Foot.
Bigfoot probably a truck length from the drop of the green flag. When they dropped the green flag, that truck, it didn't leave the starting line. It just leapt off the starting line. I mean, instant power from that starting line.
Okay, we'll go back to a replay here. You can see the Dragon Lady taking it off, Dragon Slayer. Go to it, Mike.
He's got it high-sided right here. Two wheels up off the ground. You've got to do something. You do it with steering and you back out to get all four wheels back on the ground. Tight course tonight. You can put one of them on its side real easy.
Yeah, because I'm guessing this Mid-South Coliseum, what, maybe a total of 10 or 12 total lengths of the truck?
Yeah, exactly. The Bigfoot was probably a foot, meaning the whole truck, out at the starting line. This is going to be a great race.
Yeah, brother against brother. And in the near lane, we've got the Smokecraft Jeep Jerky sponsored entry. And behind the wheel of that one, and then the Executioner on the other side. The Executioner, Mike, just go over that one with you.
MTRA Monster Truck of the Year, MTRA Driver of the Year for 1996, MTRA Monster Truck Team of the Year. Trust me, these young men have marked their names in the history book. They will be a force to reckon with all year long. This is the Smokecraft truck. This is Mark Hall, the older of two.
And here they come. And the Executioner gets off very quickly, but Smokecraft right behind him. Look at the Executioner bringing around that corner. Up he takes it in the air. He's just barely ahead of the Smokecraft, but the Smokecraft brings it around that Executioner mile by mile. Oh, that was a close one there. They were really pouring it on.
Well, Tim Hall was the man in this round of competition. If you're going to mark someone that made a big, big impression on all of the people here tonight and the drivers, it's got to be this Executioner truck. That young man put the truck through the paces like I have never seen the truck go before. He has got one thing on his mind. He wants to win here tonight, and if he keeps going like that, trust me, he may be the man to win tonight.
Well, he's already the Truck of the Year in 1996, and I tell you what, He is looking to have a great day, and he just really had one out here in the Executioner.
When he got into the turns with this truck, he was on the...
It was art for him.
Yeah, it was. He was on the throttle. He picked up the left front tire that transferred all the weight around. This truck got around the course absolutely superb.
Now, let me ask you this, Mike. When he came around that corner, he had that wheel up in the air, and he was spinning it around. Now, was that a time when he'd go tapping the brakes?
Wasn't a problem with him. He's a great driver.
Okay, well, we'll be back right after this. Back to Memphis, where we're going to join the Pro Arena trucks already in progress. 37:23 is the time to beat, and Rick Armbruster will be the first to try.
Green Valley, Illinois, employee of Caterpillar. This truck is built for race. I mean, all out, it is as good a Pro Arena truck as you ever want to see. 302 Ford. It's set up. Look at the back of it. You see the suspension on it, the way the shocks are set up. It's got a good soft suspension. It's not killing him on the inside of it. This truck is making the track. Needs to beat a 37:23 right now. I'd say he's got a cinch on that. It doesn't break. Let's see what happens, and it is beautiful.
32.40 seconds for the young man out of Illinois, Rick Armbruster, as he, in the USA Motorsports Pro Arena Truck Racing, does an excellent job out there. And, you know, I bet he's been watching the other competitors run and what he's had to do out here.
Beautiful job. Let's see what happens with it. Like I said, this truck is set up to run this class. It's not a conversion over truck where you're doing mud racing with it. This truck is Pro Arena, and you can tell by the way it lands. No bounce on it, no give, no anything. Just the winner right now.
That's the pro side of Pro Arena. And now number 21 coming out. That is Rendell Harlan, and that's a beautiful, shiny black step-side pickup.
1977 Ford 351 in it, working on the truck and racing. That's what he says is hobby. Look at this truck work.
Well, been working it well.
Oh, and it is super good. He's like 16 seconds halfway through the course. This man may do it now. He's on the throttle, and this truck is beautiful. This thing is working absolutely perfect. 4 shots of Diary high sides in. Come on, go for the throttle. Go for the throttle. This may be it.
And 29.31 seconds. They continue to improve, and that beautiful black shiny Ford showed them all how it's done. But you got to see in that truck, there's triple shocks in the rear, dual shocks in the front. He knew what he was doing.
It's set up to do just exactly what it did, and that's go out and go around this course and go fast. Now, here's where a lot of people get them up in the air. When they land, they cannot control the truck, and that is not the case with this truck. It is up in the air, but when it lands, watch the front end of the glue to the ground. No big high-sided, no coming off the ground. Truck just goes into the turns. He handles well. There's where he high-sides it. That cost him some precious time, but you know what? It's still enough. He's in the lead at a 29:31. This is really pretty.
And now coming up is another one of the Jeep products, and this is Jeff Wint, number 11 at the helm of this one. Full roll bar. This truck is set up well.
It's a fuel-injected motor, so he shouldn't have any problems getting around this racetrack as far as starving the fuel. And look how quick he's going at it now. He's down the back chute at 10 seconds, and that hurt him just a little bit. Still a small tire going. Slings it on a 15. Looking at a 29, he could be there if he can only control down this straightaway. That's coming into your living room, and I mean right down the couch. Let's see if he can handle this turn. High side, it is going to be real, real close. Could be the man.
It's 29.25 by 6/100ths of a second. He just hammered her down to bring her into the lead, and it's Jeep sitting on top with this young man, number 11, Jeff Wint. Look at this replay when he'll bring it up here. There he comes, Jeff Wint, bringing it across. And tell you what, Mike, nobody knows more about this than you do. How is he handling this?
Well, the fuel-injected motor is really doing all he can. He's got more horsepower. He's putting it on the ground. He's hanging it out on the outside of it. He's standing up there controlling the truck, not letting the truck control him, and I think that's probably a big key to this.
Driver's skill, driver's skill. Now, here's a little Nissan pickup flatbed. A little 4-cylinder engine.
Oh, stand by. This is so much fun and so much excitement. He says it's stock. If it is a great stock truck. Out of Moline.
Oh, look at him.
Moline, Illinois. I don't care how out of shape he gets.
Roy Fisher.
He's going to be on the throttle. That's all Roy knows. Give it the gas. Give it the gas. Looks like he hauls a little hay during the week. Oh, it's up. Oh, look out, look out, look out.
Oh, and Roy Fisher took her over on her side. You can see those transaxles spinning down on the flatbed. He raised his hand. The rescue crew goes over there to him.
Oh, this is going to be beautiful, and he had a great pass going up to this point. Here comes a little help out on the track to roll him back up. Let's watch him now. Look at this. One thing about Roy, one thing that he doesn't know, and that's called let up. He will not let up. He's got it up on its side. There it rolls just a little bit. He almost saved it, Walt. He almost brought it out of that.
And look at this. He's going for the finish. And he got it done. Look at that. Now, there he goes. He's taking it right over on the side.
Almost saved it. It is so close.
Just eases right on down. And there's number 27 as he takes off. Another one of the tough and ugly off-road sponsors entry. That's Daniel Sutter. And Daniel just pulls it right up on the wheel victory. And boy, he's flying her loose. Oh, those are in down there. But kept the gas on. Took his stake down for a 5-second one. It looks like he knocked. Did he knock a wheel off?
He's lost the right front tire. Hasn't slowed him down all that much.
This young man is just going for it. And he's taking down stakes and out on the concrete and spinning around. He's going to try to come back. He's going to go over like the monster truck and go over him. Oh, ho, ho. Now that's called putting it all on for everybody.
Watch this. This guy's at 35, 34. You know what? He'd be able to come back. This is where he gets in trouble. If this hadn't happened, he probably would have been right on top of all the numbers. Watch this big bonsai pass, and when it lands, blows the right front tire out. Almost blows the left front, but the right goes completely out. It compressed it and took it all off. Well, now that 35 will not live because he's knocked down a whole lot of stakes.
Well, he knocked down a couple of stakes, but still, I think he knocked down one here and one or two others. Maybe 55, 60 seconds. They might make it in the top 15. But coming up next is number 12, the green on green, go for broke of Rob Mello.
Fresno, California race fans, listen up. This truck has 108,000 miles on a stock motor. His dad bought it brand new. He has been racing it. He knows he's got a lot of guys that outclass him in the motor, but you're not going to outclass him in the driving. Came out from Fresno to make this tour, and trust me, he's going to hang it out. This guy is tough.
And 29.25, it's a dead heat. Time to beat 29.25. He puts it right on the mark at 29.25. So I tell you what, he came out, Mr. Mello from California, to show him how it's done. Watch him through this replay, Mike.
He's just driving the truck, and I mean he is really driving this truck. A new leader, 109,000 miles on it. This truck's got a two-barrel on it. A two-barrel carburetor. It's all stock. He said, Mike, I've never taken the valve covers off of it.
Well, coming up next, number 26. That's Mike Rosenthal. Now, there's another old Ford Broncos called Cheaper Than a Wife.
Well, these Ford Broncos are just dominating this stuff right now because a lot of the Ford Broncos, the parts are available. They've been racing them desert off-road for many years, so there's literally thousands of parts available for them. This truck is working extremely well. Mike knows how to drive it, has no problem with it. 75 Bronco 302. He's at the 22nd mark, still has not a long ways to go. He can be in this hunt. He's going to be in the top 15 if he can just, I like to spoke too soon. I thought he was going to put it on his side. Beautiful pass.
30.99 seconds, but a great run for
that youngster's
number
loving it.
26 as he did it out there, Mike Rosenthal. And the final truck of the Boner Arenas is coming up. But let's take a look at Rosenthal one more time, Mike Galloway, and kind of carry him through.
I love it.
Get up in the air.
Well, watch the truck come back down to a 7. When it doesn't bounce around. When he hits the ground, the throttle's on it. The truck is ready to go forward.
And coming in next, the beautiful red, white, and blue and stars, another Bronco, and this is Joe Brozovich. And this is a beautiful desert race setup rig.
Brozovich is tough. Juliet, Illinois, and believe me, he could very well pace this whole course tonight. You're going to see the fast of fast. Look at this. Up in the air, and he's only at 12 seconds. He's halfway around the course at 12 seconds. We may see literally the quick time shattered with this Bronco. Glues in. Boy, he got a little wide that time, almost into the camera's lap. Look at that, 24. He's going to do it. Wow, what a job.
26.86 seconds. And let's see, he didn't take down a stake over there. So he is okay as Joe Brozovich in number 88. So it's just gotten better and better. And Mike Galloway, here's the replay, and tell him how this man did it.
Watch the driver now. See how he lands? He's not bouncing around inside that. He's got full control of that truck. The truck is glued to the ground. These whoops it doesn't affect him. Here's his big bonsai pass, the finish line. The checkered flag stops it. It is beautiful.
And with Mike Brozovich doing such a great job there, Mike Galloway, we'll be back right after this. Pass of taking on Bigfoot in round 2 of the obstacle course competition.
Colt Cobra's truck out of Cobra Creek, Colorado. You know, it's a Ford truck. It is tough. He has got very, very good equipment. Very good equipment.
I tell you, look at some of the lines on Snakebite. It looks like maybe Ford took some of those lines incorporated into their new F-150.
It kind of gives you that idea a little bit, doesn't it? Well, one thing about this truck, believe me, he can win this race. A lot of times you think, you know, Bigfoot's got a lock on something. That is not the case. The lights are on Snakebite. They pull them into stage. It will be, Walt, a great race.
Minimum weight, 10,000 pounds, 5 tons apiece.
5 tons apiece are about horse.
Let's race them. And it looks like Snakebite got the jump on him, but it looks like he sends it right up on the wheels as here they come across. It's very close.
They're dead heat right now. They are absolutely dead. The line
looks like...
oh, listen.
I'm not going to call that one. It was too close for me to call.
Doesn't say official on my shirt either. I tell you
what.
what.
One spot.
They were just absolutely looked like they crossed the line at the same time. That's how close these two trucks are. Let's take a look at the replay. Here's Foot. He gets it up on 2 wheels just a little bit. Picks up the left one. That right was just barely on the ground, or the left rear. Now he's on the throttle. Let's see if I can... It, from my vantage point, and I'm not the official, but it looked like the blue truck.
Yeah, just by a fraction. A fraction at the very least, and that's as close to a photo finish. You saw it, the Executioner and the smoke truck. Yeah, it was Bigfoot by just a hair, just by a little old foot.
Probably by a headlight.
Yeah. And we saw the same thing between the Executioner and the Smokecraft truck earlier today.
And we're going to see it again. The Smokecraft truck comes back as fast loser. That is...
So it's brother against brother one more time. All brothers nose to nose.
True. Out of the 3 rounds we ran, this truck was the fastest loser of those 3 rounds. I don't look for things to change this time around. Tim Hall, Tim's got a handle on the Smokecraft truck, but Mark Hall was just unbelievable in that first round. He got around the corners, he got into the turns and around the turns as good or better than anyone we've seen running this monster truck racing this evening.
Okay, and the Smokecraft beef jerky truck, that's got front engine technology in that truck. He's in the near lane. Now in the far lane, the Executioner's got that mid-engine or rear engine technology.
Now what we're seeing, we just saw inside the cab. They come from outside. It's raining outside at this very time. The glass is crossed over. Let's go racing. Smokecraft with a little bit of lead, but that changes. Look at the Executioner all the way. The Executioner in the lead at this moment.
And he pulls him around this end. And it was the Executioner.
Just about put Smokecraft on its side, coming off the cars.
And let's go on board with him.
This is what it's like. If you want to drive a monster truck, you want to find out what it's all about, you're inside the Executioner. Here's where he's hard in that turn, on the throttle. Look at the steering wheel. Not a lot of movement on it now down the chute. Big, high, lots of power coming off of it. Back into the throttle again. He swings it into the turn. This is where he's really on the throttle. He's got the tires cut all the way to the left. Now straightens it out. This is the shot for the finish line. You saw his brother on the other side. It's not too close. He takes it about a fender or so.
Well, it's the Executioner against the Smokecraft. The Executioner comes out on top. And a tremendous job for the Hall brothers as they brought a lot of excitement here.
Oh, you know, we talk about good racing. We've seen great trucks. We've seen a fabulous Chevrolet or GMC. We've seen the Bigfoot truck, and they're both really dialed in for this kind of racing. This is the final round in the first portion of King of the Hill. I wouldn't even venture to bet who was going to win this one. The Ford truck is on. It's good. It's ready to go. But that Executioner truck is really awesome tonight. The man with the mark on his mind is Mark Hall. He would like nothing better.
And to take down the Bigfoot.
Take out the blue truck.
And get on his way to that road to Indianapolis.
Well, he's got a good shot at it. Now, this is the first portion of a two-segment King of the Hill race.
Yeah.
The points are on the line. There's a 10-point difference. They add them together at the end of the evening. That's your King of the Hill. Here's the stage, and there's Dunrette, and he's ready to ride.
Well,
Thumbs up.
Here they go.
It's close right now. Watch him go to work. The executioner up on two wheels. Bigfoot in the lead. Bigfoot's there right this moment. The Halls have got to really get on the throttle. He's in trouble. It is. Bigfoot.
Oh, look out, look out. Oh, Bigfoot just took her over and just destroyed it. He was in trouble trying to outrun the blue truck, and Mark Hall just took it over. He gave it just all there was to give.
Well, they're over there checking on him right this moment. These trucks are not made to turn over, but they are made for the safety's sake if one of them's going to go over. And there are times we just saw him do it. He's out of shape just a little bit here when he gets around this corner, but he's hard on the throttle. He wants to win this thing. See, he's going at it. Now he's over in trouble. He didn't make it around, and it's a roll over the cars. It's going to be a tough roll on that truck because he went on top of the car that you see laying over there. Didn't go all the way over, kind of slid off to the side. They're working getting him out of the truck. I would doubt very seriously if there's any problem. Here is the onboard camera. You're not going to see it any better than this. He's got it in trouble right there. He knows it when he does, and it rocks over on the side. Hey, great camera work right there. I don't want to be operating.
I don't want to be the cameraman. But you can see up here as he took that rollover, the driver comes out of it. As the driver is out, he is okay. And everybody's very happy about that as he comes out of the truck. And I tell you what, some exciting racing here at the Mid-South Coliseum. Right now, Fred is downstairs with the survivor of that spill.
Well, I got him right here, Mark Hall. Mark, we knew it'd be a fierce night of racing. Looks like you wanted that one pretty bad. What happened?
Yeah, we wanted it hard there. We knew he was going to have to take out or pull out all the stops to beat Bigfoot there. I think I was okay over this set of, or coming into this set of cars, and I think I got a little close to the pole and was trying to make it up and made a big wide turn there, and I caught that other dirt hill over there.
How much damage is done to the truck?
Oh, just kind of looking at it. Don't look too bad. That happens, usually a lot of fiberglass damage, but as far as the framework and everything, it holds up pretty good.
So you'll be back later?
Yeah, we're going to try.
Great. Mark Hall.
So Mark Hall will be back, and so will we, right after this.
They call me the Intimidator.
Monster truck side by side, and we'll start off with the Misbehavin' and Snakebite, and these drivers are ready.
It will be butterflies flat, and the trucks will be airborne for just a short period of time.
Here they go, and all very quickly, and it was the Snakebite, and just popped the throttle, popped the brakes, and it was Snakebite who did it, and did Misbehavin' in. Julie Christensen showing a great job out there, but the Snakebite just, you know, they say that nothing strikes quicker than the snake.
This truck builds a lot of horsepower. Picked the right front tire probably 2 foot off the ground from the starting line. We've talked about it all night long, what kind of bites that this truck has. Look at the right front tire. Watch this work. Picks up both the tires. The right's a little bit higher, settles them almost to the end. The guy's on a vengeance mission. He could be tough. Snakebite is really a good running monster truck.
Now, when he comes off that hill, you know, he's airborne. He's fixing to come down to the other side of all the wrecked cars out here. They've gone over and mashed down. Now, does he immediately go for the brakes? Are the brakes on before the truck even hits the ground?
Let the truck land and then stop the truck. If you apply the brakes and stop the tires in the air and the truck hits the ground, it's going to hurt truck and driver.
Just stop too quick? Would it skid? Would it roll over? What would it do?
Well, the thing about it is, you can nose the truck over. If you're on the brakes, the front tires are locked up. The truck lands with the front. The truck's going to flop over nose down. So you don't want on the brakes at all. Well, this will be good.
Yeah, the Bigfoot versus the Dragon Slayer, side-by-side drag racing. And, of course, out of Utah, it is the Dragon Slayer driver, Mr. Jenkinson.
525 cubic inch Donovan. It is a takeoff of a Chrysler engine, the Hemi Chrysler engine that has powered about every type of drag racing car that has ever been thought of, from Top Fuels to funny cars, pro stock racers. These Hemis have been around. Donovan has designed one quite a while ago, and it's a little bit better on the bottom end of it. And there's the big blue truck from St. Louis. The lights that are on at this time, the red light inside, tells the operator of the remote control that the truck is ready. Everything is on switch. The remote control kill is ready to be functional. They shut the truck down, bring it to the staging area. Now you're going to bring in the Dragon Slayer. He'll ease it in here again, trying to build a little heat. It's cooler outside. Temperature has not got a lot to do with it tonight. The Dragon Slayer into the starting line easy. This should be quite a race. Let's see how this comes about.
3 years of experience versus 20. And look at the big front. Oh, he just got her on and Melma brakes hard. I tell you what, 20 years of experience versus a good, strong, solid 3 years in racing. It was the Bigfoot just pouring it on.
That truck really showed what it can do. Watch the front tires. Watch him pick the front end of this truck completely up. Truck is airborne in the front. See that? The tires never touch the ground until he finishes the race. That's how much horsepower. Look at this. Front end up in the air. He's carrying the front tires all the way across. At the finish line, he sets them down. He's a truck length
Yeah, full
ahead.
truck length ahead. Now, on the braking of this, I was looking at these trucks earlier today. The brakes aren't on the wheels and tires.
Driveline. That's actually a better place to stop the truck. It stops the ring gear, it stops the pinion, and it also stops the axles and then out to the tires.
So that's it for the first round of side-by-side. Let's move on to the Pro Arena Truck Finals and Randall Harlan. Now, it's got a full, looks like desert racing frame in the back of it.
This truck is just almost brand new, and they're just finding out what it can do. Every time around, they press it a little harder. 29.31 the first time. He's at 17 seconds right now, about halfway home, so it's going to be tough for him to beat it this time.
Oh, look out! Brand new truck rolls her over right down there. The time to beat was 26.86, and that was a brand new truck of Randall Harlan. Harlan, as he turns her over down there, that's the same corner earlier on in the show where we rolled another one over, and it's just tight coming out of there. Take this replay, Mike Galloway.
Beautiful job. The truck worked so well. Look at it. It's glued to the ground, but we've talked about this a couple of times before. The whoops right there in that corner high sides him. He doesn't back out, keeps the wheels turned to the left, and that's the wrong thing to do. It goes upside down.
Trying to do one of those Joey Chitwood tricks, and he wasn't prepared to do it. And this beautiful, shiny black Ford truck took her over and went on her side. Here's another view of it. As he comes into those whoops, you can see it come up on one side, and there's just no coming down.
Cuts the wheels to the left, and when that happens, the truck is going over.
And go over it did. So let's go over to Fred, who's with Randall Harlan.
Well, Randall, you had a great run going, but you rolled it. What happened?
Yeah, it's running good, and I just hooked it a little too hard coming off them last jumps over there, and just...
Yeah. That's a beautiful truck. How old is it?
It's a 77 model.
Yeah, fresh built, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right, will you be back in action later?
Sure, I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, back to y'all.
And the big tough and ugly off-road of Daniel Sutter comes out, and that's got one of those big dinosaurs up on the front. The brake lights are working, and boy, he's pouring on the horsepower.
Daniel is not going to let up. He has just thrown caution to the wind on this pass as he did in the earlier pass. It's split flat on the floor, and I mean, he is just hammering this truck. Tough and ugly is getting uglier, and it's getting tougher. Let's see, can he make it? That hurts. Look at this pass. He's at 27 seconds.
At 29.04 seconds, a great run by Daniel Sutter. He's a happy young man. Oh, he's just shaking his fist, and he's a happy young man as he gets old tough and ugly right off there at the end of the track. Number 12 coming up, that's Rob Mello. Now,
this is beautiful. Look at this. This is true abandonment. Just go for it.
Look at that hood flying in the air.
Just go for it. Give it some gas. Swing it in the curves, over the whoops. He doesn't even worry about it. If it goes over, that's okay. But if he could have made that turn a little sharper, we may have seen a new leader.
And here comes number 12, Mello. Now, this is, again, what, 100 and how many thousand miles?
108,000 miles. His dad bought the truck brand new, offered to sell it to him earlier. He turned him down, came back and bought it. But look at Mello. Mello doesn't know any fear. He says he's talking to himself all the way around this racetrack. When he leaves, they give him the starting line. He starts talking. He doesn't shut up till he crosses the finish line. Mello must be carrying on a heck of a conversation. He's at 24 seconds right this moment. He's to be at 26. Beautiful run.
28.91.
Well, he went a 29.25 earlier this evening, and that young man is truly awesome.
Well, I tell you what, he threw all the band in the wind. He doesn't care whether it's got a 100,000-mile motor or a brand-new motor in it. whether the suspension's old or new, he's talking himself into a great run right here.
400 cubic inch, 2-barrel Ford right there, C6 automatic transmission. He says everything works on this truck.
And Mike Rosenthal up next in a little truck he calls one of the little small old-style Ford Broncos. No doors on the side, calls it cheaper than a wife.
No comment.
No, not me either.
302 cubic inches, got all the roll cage on it. Of course, any truck without a roof has to have a full 4-point roll cage. And this little Bronco is getting around the course in fine style. He's at 15 seconds at this time. That's about to split. He needed to go a little fast on this back part. That's going to hurt him. He got it into the front end, into the ground. Now he needs a real tight, hard swing. He's got that. He's at 25, 26, 27.
And 28.41 seconds. But still, there's a time to beat, and he didn't quite make it. But I tell you what, he did a great job. Mr. Mike Rosenthal. But here comes number 88, Joe Brozovic. And the only time he's got to beat is his own time.
What does he do? Does he go all out and just try to blister the track, or will he just set back in course? Coast, you know what he's going to do? He's going to go all out. He's going to go for broke. He's going at it like he was 15, and he's in the lead. Watch this Bronco fly. I didn't know horses could fly, but this one can.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and Brozovic, almost caught that front-end loader down there on the far end. That could have made a bad combination of a New Holland front-end loader. And, he looks like he's got a tire busted off of it.
Right front tire. Well, I'm glad he went in with the lead, because he's going to come out with it.
I'll tell you what, he blew the tire, I don't know whether it actually blew it, knocked it off the rim down there. But he was going for it. Joe Brozovic showing you what kind of racers these pro arena truck racers are.
Now watch that's the right front tire that gives way. We've seen that happen on a couple of vehicles tonight. Comes into the whoop, gets the front end higher. Now see it land.
Oh, look at, you can see it just blow out the sidewall.
It sucked it off the rim. He landed on the side, rolled the tire underneath, and we saw the hot air come out of it.
But Joe Brozovic was just pouring it on, showing you the quality of racing these pro arena truck racers give us. And we'll be back with more action right after these few kind words. The finale of the side-by-side. And let's start right off with Snakebite and Bigfoot. Semi-final side-by-side drag.
We'll have to check on that. Bigfoot, Snakebite, trust me, these guys are going to let it all go. Bigfoot will cinch King of the Hill. Snakebite can take this thing away. This is going to be one great race. Trust me, these guys are both lightning fast. Dan Runke is as quick off the starting line as I've ever seen in a monster truck. This guy is truly awesome. This young man sitting on the Snakebite truck, Dave Byers, he's coming of his own right now. Let's see the crowd behind him 100%. They pull in the stage. They backing Snakebite up just a little bit. Now they're putting some heat in the motors.
And like you said, these alcohol-burning motors, you put some heat in them, that makes them produce more horsepower.
A little bit of a psych job. They hold back. Now you come in the stage. Bigfoot on the line.
Front engine in the Snakebite, rear mid-engine in the Bigfoot.
Snakebite now pulls in the stage. This is going to be truly reaction time. When the green falls, you better go for it. You better be there before it hits the ground.
Oh, and it was close. But it was the Bigfoot by just an edge as Runke just came off the line and just hammered it. Just had that snap instantaneous.
Watch it. He just maybe a half a fender.
Yeah.
Just a half a fender in the lead. But you know what? That's good as 10 miles.
Yep. An inch is as good as a mile. Close counts in horseshoes and hand grenades and drag racing, I can tell you that.
That was the winner of that advances into the final. And that would put Bigfoot in the final against the winner of this race.
Smokecraft versus Misbehavin'. And one of the Hall brothers against Miss Julie Christensen.
You could see a lady go into the finals right here.
That could be great.
Never count out the Hall boys. They are there every time. This truck, I think he told me, was built in 1990, but it's still very tough truck. And, you know, we're not in the corners. We're not in the obstacle course. We're in the straight line drags. These Hall boys built some big horsepower motors, and the truck and chassis will hold the power.
Because misbehaving, Julie Christensen over there, she's only got a straight, basically kind of a stock 460 that's been blown and put on alcohol. So she's not making the big horsepower that the Smoke Craft Jerky truck is making. 509
in the Smoke Craft truck, motor set back. Going to be a great race. Ford and the Chevrolet paired up in the semifinal.
Oh, I'll tell you
Julie left on him.
Yeah, she left on him. She beat him out of the line. And I tell you what, I don't know how it finished up. It looked very, very close right there. Mike, could you call it?
I won't call it, but I know that Julie was just about a wheel out when they left. And watching, she's out on front. Let's see what the finish line looks like. We may have to do that one more time for me to tell who it was.
I can't tell. I'm not the official.
They're putting Julie in the finals. It was so very, very close.
Julie Christensen, the young lady out of Utah, Cloverdale, Utah, I believe.
Right out of Salt Lake City.
Right out of Salt Lake City. Her first year in monster truck racing. But she has lightning reflexes and absolutely no fear.
Into the final round. This will be very interesting. You know, look
at the smile on her face.
Oh, she's got to be happy. I'm telling you, everyone in this arena is happy for her. But this is going to shake up the point standings. Bigfoot, now they've got a chance to be king of the hill when this is all over with.
Yep.
With Julie, well, she's got a distant shot at it.
Well, you know, I told her, I said this moment that Julie shows no fear. Well, if there's ever a time to show fear, it's when this truck shows up.
Dan's real good at this. This is his game to play.
Oh, he's going to psych her out or try to psych her out. I'm not sure he can get the job done. I don't think that Julie Christensen will strike out. Will psych out. I think she's going to sit there. She's going to take all he has to offer and make good account of herself.
One thing about it, she left on the hall. Dan is ready.
I remember another drag racer had those lightning reflexes, too.
A pair of Fords. There's the light that says we're on go. Julie will inch it. The last little bit. Little petite lady driving a big thing.
Oh, but it was the big horsepower of the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot Ford that did it right there.
Dan did a dynamite job. Left with it. Kept the throttle on it. The truck picked off. It was beautiful. Watch the front end come up. Front end come up the tires. The truck is in the air. When he lands, it is all over but the shouting. The big blue truck from Hazelwood, Missouri, property of Bob and Marilyn Chandler. Strike another one for Bigfoot.
When Quaker State sponsored Jeff Gordon finished first at the Daytona 500, maybe it was luck. And maybe when Quaker State teammate Terry Labonte came in second, it was just another good day.
Yeah, I got him right here. The two finalists. Dan Runte, you're on top again. Bigfoot outstanding.
Bigfoot did a good job for us here tonight. You know, we got a lot of people to thank. USA's doing a neat deal here, putting this racing thing together, and got a tough woman here too.
What was the key to the run?
Actually, like I said a little earlier, you know, it's just go out there, cut a good hole shot, hope everything works on the truck, because it's going to have to in this short a distance, or somebody like her will sneak up on you.
Right. Julia, how'd you feel about the final?
It ran great. I knew Dan was quick on the line. I was just waiting for the green light to go and just nail it.
So, the Kings of the Hill tonight in Memphis, Tennessee are Dan Runte and Bigfoot and Joe Brozovich in the Star-Spangled Bronco. This has been a presentation of Mars Incorporated, St. Louis, in association with the National Network and USA Motorsports.